So the 2025 NASCAR season just finished, and Kyle Larson is the NASCAR Cup Series champion. Congratulations to Kyle Larson. But now that we're in the off season, the number one biggest question and most talked about topic in NASCAR is NASCAR going to change the playoff format for next season? For years now, NASCAR fans have all had different opinions on whether or not a playoff format is good for the sport of NASCAR. Some people question the legitimacy of the NASCAR championship because they don't like the playoff format. A lot of people don't like the win and you're in style. A lot of people don't like the elimination style. But the main thing that people don't like is that the championship round is decided in one race. And the main problem with this is that NASCAR and NASCAR's TV partners with NBC and Fox and TNT, they like things that are going to grab viewers' attention. And the playoffs is a great thing for keeping viewers engaged throughout the entire season. And a lot of fans say that a full season points format, like they had way back in the day with the Winston Cup style points, a full 36 race season, no playoffs, just strictly tallying up the points. A lot of people think that that's the best way to do it. Me personally, I am a fan of that style when it comes to F1, when it comes to IndyCar. I think that a full season points format is fine when it comes to those series, because those two series are a completely separate thing than NASCAR. And I do side with NASCAR and actually a lot of the fan base that winning should be the most important thing every single week, which is why I think win and you're in is fine. I have no problem with the win and you're in format. Because the reason why 36 Cup Series drivers show up to the track every single weekend is to win the race. They don't show up to get a 6th place finish and have a good points day. They show up to win the race. So I believe that winning the race should be rewarded. I also believe that full season consistency should be rewarded, but I think that there needs to be a fine balance in between both of those things mattering. And I honestly think that if we did get a full 36 race points format, the same people that are saying that they want that format right now are not going to be liking that format when we're 19 races into the season and first place is 100 points ahead of second place and there's no championship fight at all. Because another thing with those other series like F1 and IndyCar, their schedules are way shorter than the NASCAR season. And IndyCar is like I don't even think IndyCar has 20 races in their schedule. F1 has 21, maybe 22, but they're on the lower side of the 20s. A 36 race season with full points would be boring by race 20. But I do also side with the opinion that a championship should not come down to one race. And the reason why is because there's so many variables that can happen in that one race. If it comes down to Phoenix or next season, the finales in Homestead, if it's a one race championship and somebody blows a tire, their season's over because of a blown tire. So I don't think that it should come down to one race, but I do think that winning in the clutch moments late in the season is important. I do think that we should value late season clutch performances, because also that is what creates storylines when we get to these playoffs. Who's getting hot at the right time? Who's having a slump at the wrong time? Whose crew chief made a great pit call and took only 2 tires in the final restart, and that became the deciding factor? Things like that should matter because I think that late season performances should be rewarded. Because also one thing that the playoffs does give us in NASCAR is it gives us big game moments. If the playoffs doesn't exist, we don't get the wall ride from Ross Chastain 2 years ago. We don't get these must-win scenarios where drivers go in like Blaney last year in Martinsville or Christopher Bell 2 years ago at the Roval and then again at Martinsville. We don't have those clutch performances that become these big moments in NASCAR, and I think those are important for the sport. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take everything that has already been announced by NASCAR, every track, every date, I'm going to keep it all the same, and all I'm going to do is I'm going to make my own format, and this is how we're going to crown a champion my way, and it's going to include everything that everybody wants. NASCAR and TV partners want big races where people can be eliminated, where clutch moments need to matter, where storylines take place. Those are going to be included. Consistency over the entire season and consistency in the 10-race playoffs is going to be rewarded. So I'm going to try my best and take everything that everybody wants. All these things are going to be in my playoff format, and here we go. So I'm going to keep everything as far as making the playoffs exactly how it is right now. I'm going to have 16 drivers. Win and you're in is still going to exist. So, for example, if we have 11 winners over the regular season next year, then the final 5 spots are going to be points-based. So this keeps winning to matter because, again, drivers show up to win the race, but there is still some room where if you have a pure, consistent season, you can still point your way in. So we're keeping that all the same. Playoff points are still going to matter. You're going to get 1 playoff point for winning a stage, and 5 playoff points for winning a race, just like how it is now in real life. So currently how it is in our current format, the championship round is just the one race at Phoenix, or next year could be Homestead. It's just the one race championship round. I'm going to take that one race round, but I'm going to move it, instead of it being the finale, I'm going to move that to the front. The first round of the playoffs is one race, and this is what I'm going to call the wild card round. And the way that the wild card round is going to work is the top 10 drivers, the top 10 seeds, they're going to be already locked into the second round. They have done enough. If you're in the top 10, you should have done enough throughout the entire regular season to where you being in the second round is earned. Because again, if we want regular season and full season consistency to matter, I think that's a good first step. However, the guys who are outside of the top 10, so seeds 11 through 16, these guys are facing elimination. And the first race is at Darlington, the Southern 500, one of the biggest races in NASCAR. It's a crown jewel. It's one of the longest races in NASCAR at 500 miles. Seeds 11 through 16, these are the guys who barely inched their way into the playoffs. For example, for this season, it would have been Ross Chastain, Joey Logano, Josh Berry, Tyler Reddick, Austin Dillon, and Alex Bowman. These are the guys that throughout the entire regular season, these were the guys that were kind of like, these guys are good drivers. They made the playoffs. But none of these guys going into this year's playoffs, did we look at us like, ooh, that guy, he could sneak through and win the championship. The only guy who got that treatment was Joey Logano because of his past success in recent years. But if we take the full season into account, Logano didn't have anything close to a championship season. So these guys, being the guys who are like an Austin Dillon, who didn't have any real regular season success except for that one Richmond race, these are the guys that, since they're in the playoffs, they need to show up race one and perform. And so I'm keeping it just how it is. The first round, we're knocking out 4 drivers. So after Darlington, the bottom 4 are out of the playoffs. And this wildcard round is similar to what other sports do. Obviously, football has wildcard teams that barely make the playoffs based on their records. Basketball has a play-in game where teams who usually would not make the playoffs have a 1-game chance to try and make it. Baseball even has a wildcard round where instead of having a full 7-game series, the wildcard teams get a 3-game series, and if they perform in the 3 games, they can make it. So my wildcard concept, even though it is kind of new and a little bit unusual for racing standards, it's a pretty commonly used format. So now after the wildcard round, we go to the second round, which is the top 12 remaining drivers. And this round is going to be 4 races. And as the NASCAR schedule already stands, these 4 races are going to be Gateway, Bristol, Kansas, and Las Vegas Motor Speedway. So this round is just 4 ovals back to back to back to back. And in this round, I'm going to continue with the winning should matter. If you win this round, you automatically make it to the next round. But what we're going to do is after these 4 race stretch, we're cutting it in half from 12 drivers to 6 drivers. So the bottom 6 after the second round are eliminated. And 4 races is enough for somebody to put together a stretch to prove why they should be in the playoffs. And it also gives you enough time to go out there and win a race. If you go to Gateway and you win a race in this round, you deserve to be in the next round. If you go to Kansas and you win, you deserve to be in the next round. But as I said, we're cutting in half from 12 drivers to 6 drivers. So now we get to our final round. My championship round is going to be the final 6 drivers. So it's 2 more drivers than what it is right now in real life, which I think that there is 6 drivers in the Cup Series field that should have enough to their resume at this point in the season that justifies why they should be in the championship round. But my championship round, instead of being just 1 race, because remember, the 1 race championship round is currently the most criticized part about our current format. So I'm taking away the 1 race championship round, and my championship round is going to be 6 drivers, 5 races. And the reason why I chose specifically 5 races for this round is because how NASCAR already has the schedule set up, our 5 tracks end up perfect for my way of doing this. The first race of the championship round is the Charlotte Roval. Second race, Phoenix. Third race, Talladega. Fourth race, Martinsville. And the final race to determine our champion is Homestead Miami Speedway. So you're probably wondering, why are these 5 races so good for my specific championship format? Is because this round gives us everything that we need. It has every single track type in NASCAR. We have a road course with the Roval. We have a sort of weird, unique curveball of a racetrack with Phoenix, which is a flat oval with a weird dog leg. It's the most unique and also challenging track on the schedule. We have a super speedway with Talladega. We have a true old school NASCAR short track with Martinsville. And to finish it off, we have a 1.5 mile intermediate with Homestead. So if you want to prove that you are the NASCAR champion, if you want to prove that you are the best driver this season, you have to go to almost every single track type in the championship round and prove that you're the best, that you can go through the gauntlet of every track type. Because obviously, if it's a 5-race championship round, there's no winning the race and you're the champion like we have now. If you win the first race, good job. You won the first race, which is the Roval, but you still got to go the next week to Phoenix and you got to show out there too. You got to go to Talladega and have some super speedway racing. You got to go to Martinsville and prove that you can handle a short track. Then you got to go to Homestead. In this format, I don't think that there is really a negative because everything is rewarded. Full season consistency is awarded. Performing at the end of the season is rewarded. Winning races is rewarded. Everything is rewarded in this format. And I think that this is the best strategy to go about it. You guys let me know in the comments down below what you think about mine. Let me know if you think we should just stick with the current one, the current format with the playoffs, with the 1-race championship round. Let me know if you want to go back to full 36 race points. I'm open to all ideas and I understand everybody's argument and everybody's opinion. So let me know. Make sure you guys like this video and subscribe to Yanker Racing. I'm Sterling Yanker. I'm out of here.